Hey everybody, it's me, SARA WISEMAN. Today we're talking about how can you tell if you're evolving, what are the signs of soul evolution, and how can you gauge how you're doing. Okay, so the first thing is we're always we're always evolving all the time. So you can sort of take that idea like, oh, I'm not doing good enough, out of your mind. The next idea is there's no scoring point. Sometimes in my student groups, we work with the map of consciousness, which is, I think, David Hawkins, and is pretty well known from the past. And he gives a scale of 0 to, I think, 500, with 500 being the top. And it's this levels of consciousness as he saw it. And we work with that as a way of gauging like where we're at. And that's useful, but there's no number, there's no correlating number. There is no grade that you're going to be getting. Even if you're doing terribly in your life, you're still evolving at exactly the rate and pace that you can. Like, we are literally doing the best we can in the moment we have. Literally, we are all doing that. Even if it feels like you're self-sabotaging yourself, you're behaving terribly, you're an emotional wreck, you're failing at everything, it doesn't matter. You are still doing the best you can with what you're working through as your soul lesson. So let's just take off that pressure, right? Like, how am I doing? You can tell you're evolving. Here are a couple markers that I've started to notice. And I have a pretty active personality, as some of you may also, that sort of gets in the way of my soul, my soul's desire for calmness and detachment and peacefulness. And then my personality is just very, gets in the way with a lot of chaotic thoughts. So one of the things I've noticed as I've gotten older and as I've had more experiences, that one of the way I know that I'm evolving, or one of the ways we can tell that we're evolving, is that we don't get as excited or upset about the little things. And we don't have as many strong judgments about things. We don't have as many strong dualistic opinions, like this is right, this is wrong. Those just kind of creep out away and we don't see them anymore. We're kind of in this middle ground more and more often. We don't have that sense of anxiety in the same way, like, is this going to go okay? How am I going to do? How am I going to get through it? Part of it is because as we get older, our experiences aren't as new anymore. We've learned a lot, and so we are not faced with relearning the wheel every time. We've been through a lot, so we kind of know how things are going to go on a lot of situations. But the other idea is we just start to detach from, I guess I would say, needing it to be a certain way. We begin to have this place of acceptance for how things are. We don't have to have it as we prefer it. We don't have to have it as we need it, because we realize we don't need what we thought we needed. Things just get easier, more relaxed, more enjoyable. There's much less of this up and down of the emotional state or the ego state. And there's more this spaciousness or this calm sense of peacefulness that starts to arrive. Or even this sense of everything's going to be okay. And this sense happens when everything is going great, and also when everything is very challenging. And as we know, as we move through a lifetime, for those of you who are younger, maybe you don't know this yet, but life has a lot of things that get thrown at us. Like nobody escapes the many soul lessons of a lifetime. And so we can start, instead of responding in a chaotic or negative or emotional or anxiety ridden or angry way to external influence or the events that are thrown at us, we simply have this acceptance or this detachment. Again, this sense everything is going to be okay, even and especially when things don't particularly seem that way. Thank you for listening. I'm Sarah Wiseman and hope to see you again. I am at sarawiseman.com.